So last spring I was trying to get my garden in, and I'm rushing to get all my gear put away. There's a storm coming in. I have alerts set on my phone. I know that when lightning is within 15, I need to get my tools put away and get myself inside. The storm was getting closer. Crack of lightning goes off, it rips up the valley, all the way up into Pennsylvania. And I stop and I kind of groan because I taste this metallic taste in my mouth. And then I remember, oh yeah, that's something that happens these days, because I reflect backwards. On May 9th, 1982, I was in the Air Force, beautiful spring day. I'm out with my girlfriend driving around in my new 1969 Plymouth Fury that I had just put a brand new motor in. I painted it. I put a new interior in it. We're driving around. We're having a pretty decent day. It's this beautiful spring day. The sky starts to look like an upside down ocean. And we know there's a storm coming, but we didn't think much about it. And we're driving back towards my barracks, and all of a sudden, hail starts dropping from the sky. And I'm talking about softball-sized hail. You may have seen golf ball, maybe even baseball, but this is softball-sized hail. Softball-sized hail. And I'm in my new car, new paint job, new interior, and I'm driving around with my girlfriend. We're looking for a safe place to maybe get under and protect my car. And this hail's just dropping, just crushing everything. Everywhere we go on the base, I was in Altus, Oklahoma, and everywhere we went to look for a safe place, there was a security police car already there. So the police had already found the safe spots and taken it as theirs. They got ribbed in the newspapers later for it. But so I give up. There's nothing I can do. The hail keeps coming. We drive back to our barracks. We can't get out of the car. It's softball-sized hail. 2 people in our community died in their trailer, beat to death from the hail. It's softball-sized hail. So I'm sitting in front of my barracks, and I'm looking at my car. It's not getting that much damage. I see a few hood dents. It's not cracking my windshields. It's amazing. 1969 American steel. And I had built myself a land yacht when I first got to Oklahoma. And I joke about that because in Oklahoma it gets hot. I wanted air conditioning, so I put the best air conditioning I could possibly put in this car. So we're sitting at their barracks. Here comes the hail, nothing we can do. I look to my right. There's my friend's 1968 Camaro. That hail is blowing through the windshield. It is crushing his dash. Parts are flying everywhere. This is his baby, and it is getting demolished. I'm sitting in my 1969 Plymouth Fury. I don't even have a cracked window yet. I got a few visible dents on my hood, but I'm doing okay. I look over to my other side. It's my friend's MG. It's getting beat. It's the cloth roof is gone. The dash is also getting beat to pieces. And here I am in my 69 Plymouth Fury. And I'm like, well, I just got to ride this out. So the storm stops. We get out of the car, and we just amazed. There's softball-sized hail all over the ground. So just walking is a difficulty because it's softball-sized hail. And as we're walking towards the barracks, all of the tornado sirens start going off. And meanwhile, the sky is really looking like an upside-down ocean. A huge hailstorm that no one had ever seen before, that big, had hit. And so we looked at each other. I had my girlfriend, and I said, well, we have a civil safety shelter we need to go to. I'm going to go get blankets and pillows, and I'm going to go secure my area, and you go do yours, and I'll meet you there. So we get in we get out of the car, we go do our individual tasks. We come back, and we meet up. But what I did when I was putting away stuff in my room, I grabbed the blankets, and I had an album collection. And I thought, well, I'm going to throw this into my closet just to be sure. And then I grabbed a bottle of half-gallon of Jack Daniels that I had just bought and took that with me. My blankets, my pillows, met my girlfriend over the next building. We no sooner than we get settled down, sirens are going off, and we could hear the winds picking up. And I got to go meet my maker. I got to go see what's about to kill me. So I go down the hallway with my camera, and I'm taking pictures from the doorway of the tornado as it's dropping. And my dorm sergeant's yelling at me to get back inside right now. And I'm like, I'm outside a little more. And then all of a sudden, tornado dropped. It hit our front base sign, and it went off like a stick of dynamite. Every panel flew into the air. It went off like a stick of dynamite. Boom! And it flew up into the air. And when I say it flew up in the air, it went way up into the air. And then I got the pucker factor, and I listened to my dorm sergeant and got inside. And I went inside, and I got underneath the blankets, I got underneath the pillows. And this is my story of survival. So I actually survived this F3 tornado, direct hit on the base. My girlfriend and I were underneath these pillows and blankets, and it hits the building like seconds later, boom! And it blows out all the windows like a stick of dynamite. And, just imagine a large mortar going off nearby. Your ears are ringing. I mean, literally, it was so loud, it just scared the living, out of you. And so we're there, and the tornado's hitting the building. It's literally blowing doors off the structure, blew all the windows out, and the ceiling tiles are falling on us. The dorm furniture is getting blown through the doors into the hallway. And I gotta look. I open up the blanket, look down the hallway. I see whole trees blowing by. I see all this debris blowing by our door that's now been ripped off its hinges. And, it was 6 minutes of, I'm gonna die. But I was thinking also to myself, not today. No, not today. So we were inside this building falling down on us, and it lasted 6 minutes. And 6 minutes of thinking you're gonna die. I don't know, do we have any people here that have lived through an F3 tornado? See, that's what I get a lot of, and that's why I'm here to tell this story. We're here to raise money for Loud and Hunger Relief. I do a lot of food and money donation raising. This is one of the hardest tasks I've had to do. Hardest in the way of telling you the story, but not the hardest I've ever worked. So we're here to raise money for Loud and Hunger Relief. That's why I'm telling you the story. But when I walked out of this building, there was not a leaf on any tree around. The whole area looked like a moonscape. There was no grass. The grass had been pulled up. The cars all had been pretty much wiped out. Some cars had been picked up and taken away. Motorcycles that got blown away. Buildings got demolished. And I wanted to see how my car was doing. So I got to look at my car. Now, I built this engine. I painted this car. I put a new interior in. I put a lot of work in this car. Man, it sandblasted the side of this car. Just literally took all the paint off, and it blew all the windows out on one side. And it was like somebody went in a little gremlin with a knife and just cut the interior all up. My dash, everything. But I still had a windshield, and I still had a back window. And the Air Force would give me Blue Book value, which was $400. I put $1,500 in the car and lots of blood, sweat. So I had 30 days to turn this car in. I took silver tape. I put 00 on it with the Dukes of Hazzard stripes on it. And I went out and I chased tornadoes after that. And it was a form of PTSD. I didn't realize it. And the thing was, in 1980, we didn't really talk about PTSD. We talked about combat fatigue, things of that nature, but never PTSD. And I guess the point is when that lightning strike went off, it causes a trigger inside of me. I have this electric feeling in my mouth. I don't sleep. I don't eat for 72 hours. Can't get over it? It happens. But when your friends are going through traumatic times and you see them having weird responses, give them a big hug. Give them some love. That's my story.